Hi there. So today I'm going to show how I made a do-it-yourself engagement ring out of 18 karat gold. So this process is called lost wax casting. Essentially, it's an ancient technique, but the ring is made of wax first, and then you get it exactly how you want it. Then you pour plaster around it. You put it in an oven to burn out the wax once the plaster hardens, and then you pour in the molten metal, whether it's gold or silver or platinum or whatever it may be. And that way it forms to the exact profile the wax ring was. So it's a pretty cool process. I made I made a few rings like this in high school metal shop. We had a little jewelry station, and it was a good experience, but it wasn't that they weren't that high quality. So I figured I'd give it another go and just contract out the casting because you need some big equipment for that. And yeah, figure I'd model it and then get it cast. So I'll kind of go through the steps. So I wanted a ring with kind of a twisting pattern. So this one, so these kind of stood out to me with 4 prongs. And I really like this weaving pattern. So when I was first modeling it, I did this twisting pattern all the way around. But yeah, I wasn't so sure how to tie it into the upper area where the prongs are to hold the ring. So I started exploring some other ideas. These were kind of over time, all the things I tried out. So this top left one, the spiral, I really like this one actually compared to a lot of these, but I thought it'd be too weak. Just I don't know. It's a long strand kind of spiraling up, so I wasn't sure if that would work. Um, so I thought, hey, what if I connected it lower down on the ring to support that spiral, which is kind of what these other designs do. So it starts lower down and it comes up. But as you can tell, these are pretty overly complicated and kind of goofy. So I tried to simplify it a bit, and I figured if you don't cross over the lower part, it ends up looking pretty good. So this is quite similar to the final design that I ended up doing. I'll get into the model a little bit later. For the gem, I decided to use moissanite. It's very similar to diamond. It's carbon silicon instead of carbon-carbon. And it's optically extremely similar and has, yeah, it's a really beautiful gem. So she said she wanted a moissanite, so figured I'd do that up. Now, once the ring was modeled, I'll go into the model next, but this, I actually got a 3D printer, SLA 3D printer, which prints like a wax resin. So this makes it really easy for, you just model it, print it, and then you can go right to casting. Now it comes with a slicing program because you can't print unsupported material. You can't print in midair. You have to add these support features and then just cut them out later once it's printed. So I was trying to experiment around with that a little bit. And here's the final wax, one of the first wax prints. Actually, this is a good time to go back into the model. So here's the final model, and I can kind of pull back some of the features. So at first it's just a circle revolved around an axis, and then I think I smushed it out 2.5 times, scaled it in that dimension, and then I cut a section out because I needed to have it split off and stuff. You need to cut it out. Maybe there's a better way, but it worked out pretty good. And then these next features, they're just, I didn't want to do the minimum and then use the power of mirroring. So you can see here's one mirror, and then here's another mirror. And this made it easy because I could just edit one of the features, and then the mirror would reflect that. Yeah, so it made for easy tweaks and edits. And then the next sections, I had to reinforce some of this with fillets just because it would have been a bit weaker otherwise. And then, yeah, the next feature is this revolved cut. So this revolved cut is, initially I wasn't sure how the gem sits in the ring. I thought it would actually sit on the surface. So I modeled it to be the exact kind of profile of the moissanite diamond, and like this 49 degrees, etc. But that's not the case actually. So the only places where the gem touches the ring is the prongs part way up. So it actually sits about 0.5 millimeter above this bowl. And then this whole, there's this really nice local jeweler who was helping me and giving tips. And he said, make sure to have a hole because for drainage. If you don't have it, then gunk can collect in the bottom and it sits there and then affects how the ring looks. So I thought that was some good advice. Yeah, and then that's basically the whole ring. So there's some other features like here. Just because it ends abruptly, I wanted to have it be continuous. So yeah, I just cut out that piece and did the same on the inside, right there. And yeah, and then the last, or one of the last features is this ring diameter. So I wanted to cut a little bit of material out just so that it's somewhat flat on the surface that goes to the finger. And that's a ring size. So ended up working out pretty good. Yeah, so then I sent it off to be cast, and here it is, rough cast. So this is 18 karat gold, but out of the crucible, not crucible, out of the plaster. And then it was nice. The gentleman put it in a rock tumbler with some polishing media, which shined it up a lot. And it's pretty cool. You can see the individual print lines from the 3D printer, so that's how well it translates. Now I didn't keep this big gold chunk, just got the ring. So here it is when I received it. Started to file down this bottom kind of chunk that he had to saw off. So I was just filing that down. And then this is really cool. This is you can really see the print lines here, and that just shows how precise this process is. From printing to casting, there's very little. Yeah, it's very high definition. So yeah, here it is. So this is all polished up. I ended up just using sandpaper for a lot of it. So yeah, I think I started at 600 grit and then worked my way up. And then I would, for this intricate inner part, I would cut like a millimeter strip with an X-Acto knife off the paper, and then just get in there and sand the little bits, just trying to get rid of those lines and polish it up. And then I worked up the grit, and I got a felt tip set for my Dremel tool. So, and then I got some Jeweler's Rouge and other buffing compound, which puts the final shine on it. One really hard part was this kind of bowl where the gem sits. I don't know what's going on here, but it's kind of hard to see. But anyway, I couldn't sand that just because of the shape. So I just put on some really rough buffing compound and really got in there. And then I took away those lines right away, and then I just did the light buffing compound to polish it up. One other thing, you can see this plastic ring is these prongs aren't circular. There's kind of a missing inner part just so the gem can fit in. So we have to notch this gold ring, which I think it's 40%. It has to protrude 40% into the prong approximately, and then the prong is then bent over the gem. So that's why the prongs are so obnoxiously long at first. I wanted to have some extra. Yeah, so there's another picture of that. And then here I am at the jeweler. Such a nice guy. He was patient and willing to spend the time with me to set the gem and show me how to do it. He was excited that someone wanted to learn, so it worked out pretty good. And here's the final product. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. If it didn't turn out, I was planning on buying a ring, but I thought I'd try it first because I've seen some other people do it online. So yeah, I think that it worked out great. And yeah, for what you're waiting for, she ended up saying yes, which is great. Proposed on the top of Mount Benson in Nanaimo on Vancouver Island, and it's a really nice hike and super view. Thanks to my sister for this great picture. And there it is. A nice, oh, it's kind of blurry, but yeah, you've seen it before. All right, well, thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed.